Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Stacy and this is Stacy Lee Beauty. And if you are new here, I put out new beauty related videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming on back. I appreciate it. I know that our world has been turned upside down the last couple of months, and now many people are doing video conferencing or Zoom calls instead of going into the office. So I thought today we would look at how to create a look that is good for video conferencing. So to start with, I just have my pajama top on because normally I don't get makeup on my clothes. You don't want to have on the shirt that you're planning to wear for the video and then accidentally get makeup on it, and that can throw off your whole plan. So that's why I like to have just a button-up shirt when I'm doing my makeup, and then I can change into the shirt I want to wear. I'm going for a natural look today. If you usually go to work wearing brighter colors or anything and you want a more dramatic look, let me know and I can also do a tutorial for that. But today I'm going with showing you how to do a good natural look for the camera. I have dry skin, so I always like to make sure that my skin is moisturized. I've already put on lotion, and then before I get started, I spray, this is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist in Coconut. So then the next thing is you don't want your foundation to look heavy or cakey on camera. So unless you need a full coverage or you're used to wearing a full coverage, I would recommend going with a tinted moisturizer or a lightweight foundation. Today I'm going to use the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. Here's what that looks like. And we're going to put this on. You can either use whatever your preferred method is, but just to let you know, usually use a brush. I get a heavier application. So if you have the Tati Blendiful or a beauty blender, or you can apply with your fingers to get a more lightweight coverage. For those of us who are a little older, we'll remember when you only applied your foundation with your fingers. You want to pick a more natural shade of concealer, and I'm using the Revolution Fast Base Concealer, and the color I have is C2. And then we're just going to put that under the eye. Not a huge amount. I have dark circles, so I definitely need to conceal them. And then I'm going to use my ring finger to press it in. I just want to press it in and blend it into the foundation. And I'm just going to bring it, whatever I have left on my finger, above onto my lid. Since you're just staying at home, you could use an eye primer, but unless you're having calls all day, you might not really care at this moment if the eyeshadow lasts all day. So if you need an eye primer, obviously go ahead and use it. But if, like, I usually just use my eye primer to make my shadow last longer. But since I'm not going anywhere afterwards, why bother, right? Okay. And then, so you can see a little bit of kind of a brightness there. So I'm just going to take out a little bit left of the foundation. I'm just going to take that and bring it kind of up into the eye. Just again, meshing that concealer and foundation together. Next thing, I think that you can see picking it up on camera, I can see it in person, but you know, my neck, it isn't too much of a difference because I picked a pretty natural color, but there is still a little bit of pinkness and my neck is a little bit lighter. So you want that just to be an even flow. So the best way to do that is bronzer. So I'm gonna take the Balm Desert Bronzer. It's this little sample here. Take a dip and a big fluffy brush because I don't want it just to distribute the color in like one place, and I'm just swirling it around tapping off the excess, and we're just gonna swirl it around on the neck, kind of down a little bit. And we're just gonna swirl it around and bring it up into the jawline. Again, I don't want a harsh line. It's not like you're contouring. It's just kind of darkening up that neck. There's not a drastic difference in the color. And it's better to go light-handed and build up rather than get too much on your brush right away and have to clean up that. I'm just gonna put a little bit extra under the jawline. Let me know if you can see how now that is kind of more of an even flow of color. Then we're just gonna put a little bit on the cheeks. And the thing is, you wanna go natural. You wanna look, you know, put together, but not overly done, unless that's how you normally go to work and you want that look, but because you want people to be focused on what you're saying and not, you know, paying attention to what your makeup looks like. Next step is blush. And again, it's all about natural, so you don't want a bright color blush. So pick one that's more of a neutral, like kind of toned down blush shade that works for your skin tone. I'm going to use Tarte Parte. And you just want the apple of your cheeks where you would normally blush. I always kind of smile a little bit. And I like to go when I really want to make sure that I want to go light-handed. For me, because I have a heavy hand, I always go in circular motions when I want to make sure that I don't get too much on. Because otherwise, I know myself and I always put too much on then. And I have to kind of clean it up. So if you want to make sure that you're going light-handed, definitely just the circular motion, hold the end of your brush and light-handed. Now let's move on to the eyes. You know, you can see the theme here. We're going natural, natural, natural. So with the brows, I'm not going to do a drastic draw them on or, you know, high arc or anything. So you probably just want to use like a brow gel or a brow tint. I'm going to use the Revolution. This is the soap styler because I feel like this gives some definition to the brow, but not overly. So I personally like something like that. Take the brush over the soap and then just shape the brows. So I would say, you know, what you normally do, but yeah, you don't, I think the main thing, I think I'm getting that across, is you want people listening to what you're saying and not concentrating on, oh, look at her eyebrows or how she's doing her makeup, or, you know, like that's not what you want the focus of the call to be, or I'm assuming. Next, I'm going to use, this is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I'm going to go in with Rolling in the Dough. It's just a really nice neutral color. And I'm going to put that all over the lid. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills dual-sided brush that comes with the palettes. So I use the fluffy side for rolling in the dough, and I'm going to use this other side for So Bougie, this brown color. And I'm just going to lightly put this on the movable lid all over. I'm not doing a cut crease or anything like that, just very neutral. And then I'm going to go to the fluffy side and go back in with that So Bougie color. And I'm just going to put that in the crease and a little bit above because I have hooded eyes, but very little. Now for eyeliner, and I'm using the Focallure. This is a long-lasting gel liner, and I'm going to use brown. Now, what a great way to do, just to kind of bring out the color of your eyes. I have brown eyes. I'm going to use a brown eyeliner. If you have blue, you could use blue. Green, you could use a green eyeliner. And you just want the eyeliner to be really as close. You're kind of doing kind of like a tight line. You just want it to be close as much to your lashes and just a thin line. No winged eyeliner or anything like that. This is just a gel eyeliner. I've used the black one before, but I haven't used the brown one yet of this kit. And I'm just gonna get as close as I can to the lashes and just try to make that line thin. We're just adding some definition to the eye. Going to, again, just so that that's not a very harsh line of the eyeliner, I'm gonna take the fluffy side and go in with that So Bougie and just kind of brush over it. That way I still have the line, but it's not quite so harsh. Okay, so my dark circles are really looking bad. When I look in the camera, I can just see darkness. So if you don't have really bad dark circles, skip this step. And sometimes concealer is enough for me, but once in a while, it just still isn't. And I need to do a little bit of color correcting. Bella Pure, and I'm just gonna go in with the orange color and just very, very lightly. With color correcting, you don't want too much, just really, really light. I probably even got too much on there. Okay, I got too much on, but do you see how it's kind of helping the dark circles already? And since I got too much on, but I don't want to have a bunch of makeup on, so I'm going to put the concealer on the back of my hand. And then again, I'm going to wipe off my finger, go in with my ring finger, and just tap this over where I put the color corrector. Like my sleep schedule has been kind of all over the board since all this has happened, and I sleep a lot, but I don't feel like I get a good night's sleep because I keep waking up multiple times through the night. So it probably has something to do with why I have dark circles real bad. I know that they are hereditary, but sometimes they are worse than other times. Okay, so I think that looks a little better. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and put on mascara. This is Lash Warrior Flower Beauty. And I'm just going to do the edges of my lashes and only the top lash. Again, just trying to do that natural look. So I'm not really, like normally I go at the bottom of the lash and work my way up. I'm just going on the tips. If you still need more definition from your lashes, then, you know, go ahead and do that, obviously. But I find that if you just do the edges of your lashes, you definitely get more of that natural look, but your lashes show up. And since you're just doing light makeup on your eyes, you shouldn't really have to worry about fallout or anything like that. And then what I would do is look into your phone, just hold up wherever you're gonna sit, and we'll talk about that, but wherever you're gonna sit for your conference, just maybe go on there, or if you have video on your phone, open your phone, hold it up, you know, just like you're recording yourself, and see if there's any spots on your face that look either too bright or too dark, too light. And like, I feel like my cheeks are a little dark, so I'm gonna take a little bit of powder. And I feel like, yeah, the powder is definitely just on your preference. I'm using the ID Mineral Veil, so it's really, really lightweight. And I'm not going all over, I'm just going right here on the cheeks just to kind of blend that out. As I told you, I have a little bit of a heavy hand. So that's the only place I'm gonna put it. And just going in circular motions to kind of blend the bronzer and the blush together. That way it's not so much. Then for lips, again, just do a nude color. This is Yves Saint Laurent number 7, one of my absolute favorite products. I love Yves Saint Laurent. Wish I could afford more, but it's on my wish list for maybe later on. And you could also just do a lip balm if you wanted to. You want to make sure you clean off your hands so you don't have makeup on your hand when you're talking. And then a couple things. You want to change into something professional. You could wear pajamas on the bottom, but just make sure that you are dressed still professional on top. When you're setting up where you want your laptop or however you're doing the video, make sure that you're setting it up to where your eyes are slightly above, looking slightly up to the camera, because you don't want to be looking down like this because it will create double chins. So you want to be looking a little bit up, but not too up, because you don't want to be like this and they're looking up your nose or anything, but just a little slightly above. And then you also want to make sure that you're looking at wherever the camera is on your laptop or iPad or whatever you're using to film. So right now I'm looking at where the camera is, but a lot of people want to look at themselves in the monitor. Now I am looking at myself in the monitor. So can you see how, yes, I'm looking at you, but it doesn't really look like I'm making eye contact with you because I'm looking at myself in the monitor as opposed to looking at the camera. So even though it's very tempting, and every once in a while, obviously you could look away and look at yourself, but you want to mostly be looking into the camera, wherever that is on your recording device, so that it looks like you are holding the conversation and making eye contact with them. When you're thinking about your hair, you don't have to have it all perfectly done, obviously, because they're not going to see the back. My back is not curled, but I just curled the front because that's all you need. And you want to make sure that you have your hair in a style that it's not going to cause you to mess with it, because it won't bother some people, but depending on how many people are on the call, it might be distracting if you're always, messing with your hair or twiddling it, or, if it always is getting in your eye and you're constantly having to go like that, or, brush it back, it might be a little annoying to the people on the other end. So let me get dressed and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Okay, so here is my finished look. I just put my hair back with a bunch of bobby pins, and I do have a little bit here, but I know that this will not bug me. If I was sitting on a call for like an hour or so, I wouldn't have to mess with this part. So as long as it's out of my face, and just very simple jewelry, nothing over the top. So just put together, ready to go, looking professional. I still look like myself. You want to still look like that person that the people are used to seeing every day. And what I would do when you're trying to figure out, think about before you have the call. If you don't already have a home office set up, think about where you're going to set up to do your video conferencing. So again, take your phone, flip it onto you like you're recording, and just go in different parts of your house and see what looks the best. You don't want to have half your face like in a dark shadow. So just kind of play around with it. Then when you know where you're going to set up your laptop, iPad, phone, whatever you're going to be using, make sure it's at that right height. And as you probably could tell, I didn't put highlighter on. I don't feel like it's necessary for a video call. Let me know what you think, if you would feel comfortable signing on to your video conferencing with a style like this. I'd love to know down below. And I hope that everybody is staying safe and that you are doing well during this time. I know it's definitely very challenging. I work from home every day and it's still challenging for me. So let me know how you're handling everything down below. And thank you again for watching. I would love if you would join me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by hitting the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss a video. And have a good Wednesday.